Hey guys, so I've got my coffee. The dog's been walked. I think I've decided what it is that I want to do this month. Okay, I've been wanting to do something for a really long time and I just keep pushing it off. It's just becoming not a priority, and I think this is the time. I think I need to do it. I think I need to do it for myself, for my own sanity. I just want to do this finally. Creating a full-scale illustration with the idea that it could become a couple of different things. Print, obviously, card, stickers, all that obvious stuff, but also possibly the start of maybe a coloring book. I always loved the idea. When I was a kid, I lived for coloring books. Almost every kid loves a coloring book. Like, who doesn't love a coloring book? I'm kind of a weird collector of coloring books. I don't color in them, but I do love to pick up coloring books when I see them. I don't know. I just love the idea of it. And so I think that's what I want to do finally this month. But that means that I've got quite a bit of planning to do in order to figure that out. Yeah, I've been doing daily painting, but doing a full-scale illustration like what's in my head it's going to take a little bit more thoughtful effort. And so I'm going to create a plan and I'm going to take you guys with me. Let's get into my planner and start planning this. Okay, so here's my project book. This is where I plan all kinds of random things that I want to do. So let's figure this out. Okay, so if I want to do a full illustration, what are the things I need to figure out? All right, what's the concept? The concept is kind of the idea or the story behind the illustration. So what am I going to be trying to convey? I always love vintage advertising, like the old hot chocolate ads, or even the really old stuff like the Art Nouveau style. I do worry about making it too stylized, but I don't know. I like those ideas. So I also know I want to involve dogs/animals. Been doing florals and botanicals a lot lately. You know what goes along with this, if it was some kind of an advertising Art Nouveau type of thing, is some fonts or maybe even some calligraphy. Okay, so I think if this concept is gonna work, I'm gonna need to flesh it out a little bit more. So some research, like a mood board, kind of solidify some of these ideas in here and like really figure out what this is going to be. Like, if it's going to be an advertisement, what are we advertising? And if there's going to be animals or dogs, what kind of animals or dogs? Same thing with the botanicals, right? If there is going to be any kind of lettering in there, what is it going to say? So all of that kind of stuff. That's probably the number one thing I got to do. Then I can look for my reference, maybe do some sketching, maybe even take some calligraphy classes if that's what I think I want to include, because I don't know anything about calligraphy. Okay, once I feel comfortable with all that, I'm going to need to put together a composition, which is going to be probably the most critical piece here. So pulling together the composition, sort of figuring out how I'm going to lay everything out, and coming up with a really good design is going to be important for this one. The next thing I need to do then is going to be just render it. So here I'm just going to have to figure out, is it going to be digital or traditional? I mean, either one works, because if I do it traditionally, I can always scan it into Photoshop. But if I do it digitally, be easier to print probably from the beginning. So that's something I'll need to figure out, but that's for another day. First things first, let's start with the research and the mood board, and yeah, let's go from there. Okay guys, I've been doing my research and here's what I've found. I'm thinking I want to go with either coffee or tea. I think tea kind of makes a little bit more sense just because, you know, tea and floral, more than coffee and floral, I think. As I was thinking about tea and I was thinking about incorporating dogs, I was thinking about the small dogs and the tea and Boston, small dogs, Boston. There's the intersection there. Then I have to think of the floral. I haven't come up with the right floral yet, but that one, that'll come. The next thing I was thinking about was what's going to be the name of this tea company, right? There's so many companies with Boston tea names, but when I was doing my research on Boston Terriers, they've also been called the American Gentleman. So I think gentleman tea. I was also doing some research into just some different words that might be fitting for like a vintage ad. I found one tea that was called piquant. What is piquant? So I looked up piquant and I looked up some synonyms for piquant, and I don't know who's writing these descriptions. Agreeably stimulating to the palate. So that is going to be our tagline for our vintage tea company. In addition, it is quite piquant and it is most flavorsome. This has really been fun. I needed this. This is what I needed to do today. All right, so my next piece that I need to figure out is the florals and the botanicals. So I still need to figure that out. Let's go figure out the botanicals. While these sketches are really, really rough, I think we've got a direction that we want to go in for the botanicals. So these are actually Mayflower, and I looked up the flower for Massachusetts. So their state flower is called the Mayflower. And when I looked it up, there were like lots of different versions. So I'm not sure exactly which one is the state flower, but there were these kind of little round ones that were a little bit more kind of star shaped. Some of these that looked a little bit more like almost like a bell. I think we're gonna go with the one that's a little bit more star shaped. I just kind of like this flower shape, and I think I can get into a rhythm of drawing that. I love this style of leaf because I love how it curls in on itself and kind of has a really interesting shape to it. So I might do this flower and then see if we can incorporate this leaf in there somehow. The next thing that I need to figure out is Boston Terrier, and I've got lots and lots of, I've got lots of Boston Terrier drawings. They're one of my favorite dogs. And so let's take a look at some of my more recent Boston Terrier or Boston Terrier-like dog drawings, and let's see, and maybe we'll even go back a ways and see if we can find some older ones that will help us figure out where we want to go. Since we're here, let's just start with this sketchbook. I've got this guy right here, which I love. I love the attitude of this pose. It's super cute. Definitely a contender. Yeah, but let's see what else we have. Okay. I don't think we have any other Boston Terriers in this sketchbook, so let's pull out another sketchbook and see what we have. Okay, so let's take a look at our other sketchbook we have going on right now. That's my tiny sketchbook. I know we've got a couple of Bostons in here. So here's one. So this one is totally adorable. I love this one. I love that he's already even got a bow tie on. So that's super cute. And his pose is adorable. I could see him kind of fitting into like an oval or cameo shape already. So that's a great one. Okay, so here's another Boston. Similar kind of pose. I think this could work as well. Let's see what else we have. Here's another Boston. Oh, I really like this one. But I you know what? As I look at this one, I wonder if we actually want something with facing front more, or at least looking in this direction. So let's think about that. Here's another Boston. Okay. This one is adorable, but probably not what I think we're going for with this. This one's a little bit goofy and the ear's kind of cut off. I think I want to go for something a little bit more serious. So let's take another look in some of our older sketchbooks and see what we have there. Okay, so I found an older binder that I actually keep loose drawings in that aren't in sketchbooks. And I think there might be some Bostons in here. Here we go. So there's this one. This one's really cute. This is an option here. We'll think about that. All right, definitely a contender right here. This is a cutie pie. This looks like a gentleman to me. Oh my gosh, here's another one. Here's a Boston looking super cute. This is, wow. I really, really like this one too. I don't know how I got so many drawings of Boston Terriers with bow ties on. I love it. I love that I have so many. That's a cute one. What else do we have? Okay, there's this guy, but I don't know if it's what we're going for here. And okay. So that's that lot. I think I still am coming back to this one. I really like this one. I really like this one. Okay, we're gonna keep that one. We're gonna save that one. Okay, grab another book. Oh, there's some cuties. Those are two really cute Bostons. Those are not bad options. Oh, that's not a Boston, but that's like the perfect pose. I really, really like this one. We might have to see if we can figure something out for this one. That face, that's a fun one too. We might have to do something with that. Oh, this one's adorable, but definitely not what we're going for this time around. But I really love this one. Okay. Two more, the last two in this book, both Bostons. Maybe if we have some kind of a chamomile or sleepy tea, this one might work. And this one's adorable, but again, probably not what we're going for. Okay, last book that I want to look through. And I think, yes, I knew there were some Bostons in here. Okay, so this one's cute, but probably not what we want for this project. Ooh, this one's adorable. Okay, so that might work. that would be an interesting option. I like kind of the attitude, kind of looking to the side, but also looking forward. I don't know, this might be, I think we have a couple of good options, so gonna have to think about it. I think I have it down to maybe the 3 best, some of these options, and seeing how the silhouettes fit into the design. Maybe we'll just use all 3. Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised if that's what I end up doing. Okay, so it's the end of the week and I am really happy with all of the progress. So what are we going to be advertising? Tea. What's the name of the tea company? Gentleman's Tea. Who is our mascot? Boston Terrier, of course. And our tagline is, what was our tagline? Our tagline is agreeably stimulating to the palate, quite piquant, and most flavorsome. We're also going to have the Mayflower, which is the Massachusetts state flower. I also noticed that they have a state bird. Well, obviously they have a state bird. Their state bird is a chickadee, so that's super cute. We might be able to incorporate a chickadee at some point if we need something different in our design. Not only did we figure all that out, but we got sketches done for the Mayflowers, so we kind of have an idea of what they're gonna look like. And I went through some of my old Boston Terrier drawings to get an idea of like kind of the pose and the shape and kind of the look of what I'm going for. Next step, this is the hard part, pulling all these elements together into a composition. Hopefully all this work that we've done so far is gonna make this easier, but it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be tough. So I'm gonna take a break this weekend. I'm gonna come back next week and I'm gonna start working on the composition. I have a feeling I'm gonna have multiple compositions. I have a feeling I'm gonna have multiple that I'm not gonna be able to choose from, but that doesn't matter. That's for next week. And yeah, if you wanna come back and watch me finish this process next week, I would love that. Watch me fumble through painting more things and drawing more things in the future. But yeah, I definitely had a good time. I think this was the right choice for this month, and hopefully I'll still feel that way next week. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.